What's happening, everybody? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Savage Shaman Sessions with your host, Kukiwa Bahlam, aka Savage Soliloquy. We haven't been on here in a while. We've been working, we've been grinding on multiple projects and just moving forward in life. But today, I just wanted to talk about this controversy with Kyrie Irving. It's really not about Kyrie Irving. That's what they're doing. They're making it about Kyrie Irving, but this issue has nothing to do with Kyrie Irving. But the news part of it is that Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets, formerly of the Cleveland Cavaliers, he retweeted a documentary, an ad for a documentary called Hebrews to Negroes. And, it was created by Ronald Dalton Jr., Hebrew Israelite. A lot of people don't even know, but some people don't even know who the Hebrew Israelites are. And they're actually at the center of this controversy. And I'm with it, because that's been one of the biggest parts of Black identity that we fight with is our identity. And the fact that they're canceling, so-called canceling Kyrie while he's trying to dig into his history, that should raise a red flag for everybody. A lot of people are saying that he's anti-Semitic. Most of the people that's saying this I guarantee they haven't even seen the documentary, nor give a care to. Probably just the same people that jump up and attack people every time people stand up for human rights, for freedoms. These are the same people. Let's just call them the untouchables, because you really can't even say the culture's name right now without being bullied out of this social media or out of media itself. It's a bully tactic. There's no other way around it. It's a bully tactic. The guy tweeted somebody else's documentary that is distributed by the biggest platform there is, which is Amazon. When you include all of their subsidiaries, all of their parts, Amazon is like the biggest influence on the planet right now. Yet no one, people they trying to say something to them now because Black people are starting to stand up. But the messed up thing is the more that Black people stand up and stand behind like Kyrie finding his identity, there's more people that just shut Black people down. And like I say, it's a tactic. It's the same people. It's a loop. They're stuck in a loop. And what's messed up is not even their faults. They've been enslaved. Like, we've all been enslaved. Like it's in the books. Funny thing is, like, there's never no end to slavery. Like, they said we broke the chains and all that, and then they still kept the slaves, and then we had Juneteenth, and they said they let them out. They never let the slaves out. They just kind of manipulated the game. It was like, at this point, they don't even know who they are, so let them free. At least that's what they thought. They thought we didn't know who we are. Like, a lot of us don't, but there are many of us that do. There are many of us with unbroken lines, with history. There are unbroken lines of natives here, people that have never been on the ship, people that have never been on a slave ship. Chocolate is Wesley Snipes. It's caramel is me. Do you ever wonder why, like, there's never any black people anywhere in any history books? And here it was the so-called Native Americans in Northern Africa. It was a so-called other people outside of Africans. Y'all got to open up your eyes, man. The funny thing is, in their stories, there are no black people. But when you go to the actual places, when you go to the actual monuments, to the actual stuff carved in walls, them people are black, or what we call black, They completely erase us out of history. And as soon as, like, somebody of importance questions it, they get shut down. It's never been different. How do y'all not know the playbook by now? The playbook has been on repeat constantly since slavery. The civil rights revolutions, the civil rights movement, the Black Power movement, the hip hop movement that was stolen. Y'all don't understand how important hip hop is. I don't think y'all do. And that's why mainstream, there's billions of dollars put behind hip hop. I say billions is really like there's so much money behind degradative hip hop, degenerative hip hop. A lot of people think they just love trap. No, you've been trapped. Like, they've convinced you to like what you like. You think you've made that choice, but there's $1 billion behind your choice. Trillions of dollars behind your choice of music. That's if you're into pop culture. Drake, Weezy, the ones y'all call the GOATs. Sellouts. And we kind of like, all of us kind of like, wait, sellouts for real. All of us sell out the movement. Like, here and there, we sell the movement out. Like, there's very few people being vigilant with the movement right now. The movement is like human love, like spread love to each other, finding out who you are, connecting with your history, connecting with nature. Everybody else is enjoying it. They're loving it. The only people that get questioned on it, black people. And y'all people just don't get it. Why specific? It's always specific. You have to pay attention. It's specific what they're doing. Even Kanye, like, and I don't back what Kanye. I don't back everything Kanye does. I can back some of the things that he does. That's, the human. That's the human existence. You can agree with some of the things a person does, and you can disagree with some of the things a person does, and you can still be friendly with that person. You can still make things happen with that person. You can still converse with that person. But when you're black, you can't even talk about it. Not publicly. We can talk about it amongst ourselves. And I know many like of our black leaders within the city of Cleveland. I'll put it out there. A lot of our leaders that are in the city of Cleveland, that behind the scenes, they're strong. Black power for the people. But when it comes to public, they ain't about to say nothing. When it comes to real fights, there's only a few of us. Like we don't have any like college professors or politicians standing with us. We stand alone. We don't have any police forces. We don't have billion-dollar organizations to protect us. No, we're on our own, and that's still enough. But y'all got to realize that's still enough. They fear us. They fear us so much, and they just fear our love. That's literally they fear us standing up and loving each other. That doesn't raise a flag to you, because that's all Kyrie was doing. He was spreading love. He was like, I found out who I am. Research and prove him wrong. I guarantee none of you who disagree with him can prove him wrong, because I've researched. I'm a researcher. I've researched Black history for many, many, many years. I've debated with PhDs and professors from various fields, from different colleges, at conferences. I don't just talk. I'm verified. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up. And the reason I brought this on Savage Shaman Sessions, because it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual battle with what's going on. Because there's like a worldwide awakening happening right now. Some of the people don't even know it. Like, some of the people are out here faking it, but it's like they're being used to pull people to spirituality, to get people back in deep with their roots. Like, people all of a sudden, like, that never just thought about it, just want to, like, damn, who am I? What is my purpose here? And now they're seeing that, like, okay, just asking that question makes you an enemy to this world. Just asking who you are. Why would somebody be mad at you asking who you are? That's an agenda. Because you're something. You are something. If you get the world that mad just by asking who you are, imagine who you are. This whole world stands against Black men when they stand up and ask who they are. This whole world gets mad when Black women stand up and ask who they are. Why is that? It's literally because you are amazing. You are God. You are a great spirit living in a body right now, manifesting an existence that we can't even comprehend unless you dig into yourself. And when I say dig into yourself, I ain't talking about like this self. I'm talking about like this self, nature, reality. Get out the TV. Get out the self-made prisons that we make for ourselves. Media is a prison. It's either prison or freedom. And right now it's a prison. They got y'all captivated, contained, entertained. And you paying for it. Pay for our own slavery. That's some genius shit. But you can you can break out of the monotony, or I don't even want, that's not the right word. I want to be clear with you. You can break out of this matrix by just digging in, breaking away from it. That's literally what you have to do. You have to break away from it. I know y'all scared. I know you're scared to stand up because you've seen what happened before. We seen what happened to Malcolm X. We seen what happened to Martin Luther King. We seen what happened to Medgar Evers. Like, we've seen this. We've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So much that we are terrified. Black people are terrified. Every black person on this planet is terrified. Even the roughest thugs in our most grittiest neighborhoods, they will not stand against these untouchables. And that's truth. That shows you the fear that we have in us by these wicked people, by these wicked, untouchable people that own everything, but they don't. They've tricked you into thinking they own everything. They've tricked you to worship money. They tricked you to worship these self-made prisons that we make. They've tricked you that nature is ill. That machines are evolution. They didn't work. They devolved. This social media, these smartphones, they devolved people. It's hard to find a thinker right now. It's almost impossible to find a thinker right now. Even in colleges. Well, colleges, you definitely ain't gonna find no thinkers. Colleges, the school, it teaches you to copy and copy your way through life. Once you put your own idea in there in college, they call it plagiarism. Or no, you need to get this information from somebody. That's not how the world works. We have records within us. Nature speaks through us. Like, if you just sit and listen, you'll get knowledge. I've got more knowledge in meditation than I've ever got in college. Knowledge that I can verify. Ancient knowledge that I can verify. And that I would stand against anybody. I would laugh at the challenge of anybody standing against the knowledge that I have, because I stand on it. I've been college educated and spiritually educated, meditated educated. That's real. And you won't know that unless you meditate. You won't know that clarity unless you meditate. If you don't meditate, you don't have that clarity. You're just kind of on a whim. Meditation is the only way we can stop and get out of these shells. Because that's all this is. It's a shell on automation. We still in Savage Shaman Sessions. What I tell you, this is a spiritual battle. Self-identity is the biggest spiritual strength you can have. To know yourself, that is a strength that you can't manipulate. You can't duplicate it. You can't make it synthetic. When you know who you are, you move like you know who you are. When you question who you are, your life becomes hard. Life is hard for every Black person. Even though it's with money, for real. Like, people really think money and like pleasure, vacation, stuff like that, that's life. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. You see it like with people like Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, Charles Barkley. These guys who are literally gatekeepers. They are being paid to be gatekeepers right in front of your face, and you just don't realize it. It's always the same people that stand against any issue against the Black community. It doesn't matter what the issue is. You can randomly throw an issue at the Black community that the intellectuals and the active people in the Black community stand up against. Those gatekeepers pop out of nowhere. And it's like, where the hell did y'all come from? It's because they're on assignment. And when I tell you this is a spiritual battle, like, these people don't know that they're literally possessed. It's like it's a spiritual possession. You wonder why, like, if you ever debated with these people, you can look them in their eyes and it's like almost like there's not a soul there. It's like they're just repeating this stuff over and over again that they heard. And it's like a robot repeating the story of the week. There's no life in that. Real life questions things because that's survival. Before we had these houses and everything, you had to question everything because if you went down the wrong way, that lion was gonna eat your ass, or whatever poisonous plant that you ate was gonna kill you. You had to question everything. That's why they gave us these comforts so that we don't question anything. That is all these comforts do. They stop you from questioning things. Why should I question things? I love to sit in my soft bed. I love to sit under my roof. I don't want to go hunt for food. I don't want to go chase for food. I don't want to go go through the forest trying to find plants. It's fear. We fear what the real world is. We fear it. So we encage ourselves and we put a power into power. We put them in power. We didn't. But right now we maintain their power. Like Black people didn't. But humankind put these people in power. And we did put them in power. I stand on that. Our unwillingness to be as brutal as them put them in power. But funny thing about power in this world is not real power. Why do you think they still cling to our every move, to our every decision, to our every word? They cling to our every move. Yet they hate us. Yet they cancel us, but they cling to every move. Why is that? I can't give you the answer for that. That's something you have to get out of yourself and just see. That is common sense. That a man asking about his identity being shut down from society, that there's an agenda behind that. He said nothing hateful. Ronald Dalton, he's not a hateful guy. He's literally pushing the truth. It's this gonna get me canceled. The truth is that many white people are culture vultures. And they've stolen cultures. They've killed off cultures and claimed them. It's in their own writings. Y'all act like it's not in their own writings. Like y'all act like the Vikings never existed. Y'all act like Alexander the Great never existed. Y'all act like the Greeks, the Romans never existed. Y'all act like Queen Elizabeth never existed. These were evil people that enslaved the world. And you wonder like why the time and why everything is happening. Because a tyrant just died. One of their tyrants just died. Queen Elizabeth, one of their tyrants just died. That is why this is happening. It's literally when a tyrant falls, people become empowered. People who fear that the foot of that tyrant, they become empowered. So Black people have become empowered all over the world because the great tyrant of Britain died. The people who have our history, they literally have Africa in their museums. They literally have Israel, the real Israel, in their museums. But we fighting each other, trying to convince each other to vote or go into one of their practices to become free. When does a lion give a gazelle a way out? When does wolves give a deer a way out? An impala. It may be the deer might be thinking he got a way out because the one wolf creeping over here and he acting like he's slowing up, like he out chasing him. But what he don't know is that he's pushing him into the pack. Learn nature. Nature got all your answers. That's what they're doing to you. They're pushing you into the pack so that they can devour you. But you still want to cut your people off a vote for not voting. You still want to shame your people when media tells you to shame them. Have some pride, damn it. Have some pride, man. Have some pride, woman. Have some pride. Stop following their every whim. Think for yourself. Breathe. Go out of nature and breathe and think for yourself. That's all I got for y'all, man. I'm out of here, man. But we can't. Remember. Breathe. Breathe. Spirit is breath. Vibrations are just another word for the movement of air, breath, your spirit. That's why people dig so much into frequencies. People put so much on them because it does. Like people in the ancient world, they knew how to use frequencies better. There's hieroglyphics on the walls of Egyptian tombs that show them using vibration to levitate things, to power things of what we call electricity. But because y'all Black people scared, y'all won't claim that shit. So y'all can continue to attack Kyrie, but it's not gonna help you out your situation. It's not gonna get you out the hood. It's not gonna move you forward anywhere mentally or spiritually. What he is saying is true. The Hebrews are Africans. And what we know from right now, the whole world hates Africans. I don't see any other people that match the stories of the Bible of enslavement and so-called mistreatment and all this. Like, the closest we have is the Holocaust, which was 12 years of a tragedy, a pure tragedy. The Black Holocaust, it's been going on for like 1,000 years. It's literally been going on for 1,000 years. You can't even comprehend that in your mind, that we've been getting attacked and enslaved for 1,000 years. White people enslaved us for 400, almost 500 years. Before that, it was the Arab slave trade that went on. Can you comprehend being enslaved, manipulated, raped, murdered, abused for 1,000 years? That is incomprehensible. 1,000 years we've been enslaved, and we still don't get it. I please beg you to breathe, meditate, get away from these powers that be. They have no good for you. Wipe all of that shit out of your head. Democrat, Republican, Independent, it's all bullshit. It's all slave masters finding a way to keep you tame and in your slavery. And it's working. It's working. It's working for the majority. But if you would just breathe, I'm telling you, breathing changed my life. That's how I learned that I was a shaman. Well, what people call a shaman. I know white people done used it so bad that, cultural appropriation, that now the word shaman is looked at as bad. But that's what cultural appropriation does. That's what we're dealing with. We are the creators of this world. We're literally the gods. Like, everywhere you go on this planet, people aim to be like us, to what they think is like us. They don't want to be like us. They don't want this hate we get, but they want what we do. They want our coolness. They want our image. They want our beauty. They want our style. They want our art, our civilizations. They want every part of us, and then they just want to throw us away. But we are nature. You can't defeat nature. Nature is undefeated. You destroy nature, it comes right back. It rebuilds itself. It's self-healing. The thing is, it'll wipe people out. Like, nature will wipe humans out, and it'll continue to go on. But we are nature. We can't be squashed out. We eternal beings. So stop being scared, man. Like, stop being scared. Yo, suckles. And breathe. I know this was a rough shaman session, Savage Shaman session, but it's all about peace. But y'all better stop being